You're born in a nest perched high in a tree. It's nothing fancy, just a messy pile of sticks held together by sheer luck. But it works. Mom and Dad flutter around, cawing like they've built a luxury penthouse. Inside the nest, it's chaos. Your siblings are noisy, pushy, and just as hungry as you. There's no such thing as taking turns. If you want to eat, you've got to outsquawk the rest. Mom stays close to keep you warm while Dad makes constant food runs. He works hard, bringing worms, bugs, and whatever odd snack he can scrounge up. Sometimes he brings something that definitely wasn't meant for birds, but you eat it anyway. Occasionally, he gets back up. Helpers, kind of like unpaid interns of the bird world, show up to lend a wing when the mouths outnumber the meals. In the beginning, everything is soft and pre-chewed. Not exactly fine dining, but when Mom leans in and drops it into your beak, you're in no position to be picky. After a week or two, the menu gets chunkier. Worms, beetles, and solid snacks are now the daily special. You're growing fast, and that takes serious fuel. Outside the nest is a whole wide world, but you're not interested in that yet. Your main goal? Don't fall. It's a long way down, and you're pretty sure you won't bounce. Around the 1 month mark, Mom decides it's flight school time. You're not entirely sure how wings work, but you flap them anyway. Your first flight, a graceful belly flop onto a lower branch. Second try. Worse, you miss completely and face plant into a pile of leaves. If anyone asks, you meant to do that. After a few days of bruised pride and some very shaky flying, you finally get airborne. Flying feels amazing, right up until you realize you have no clue how to land. You aim for a branch, miscalculate completely, and slam into it sideways. But hey, you're flying, and that counts. Flying also comes with expectations. Suddenly, you're supposed to keep up with the family. Mom soars through the trees like a pro, while you wobble behind her like a busted kite. No time to rest either. Hawks are watching, and they love a clumsy rookie. Then comes the food challenge. Mom points to the ground. You're supposed to spot a beetle and grab it. You dive with full confidence, only to end up with a beak full of dirt. Mom just stares, probably questioning your genetics. Flying is tough. Hunting's tougher. But you're a crow. You'll figure it out. Eventually. See, your kind is clever. You don't start out knowing much, but you learn by watching. You study the older crows, how they dig through the dirt, flip over leaves, and pull scraps from tight spots. You're not good at it yet, but you mimic them until things click. If one of them drops a nut from a height to crack it open, you're right there trying the same trick. Not long after, you learn about predators. At first, you don't know which animals are dangerous, so you watch the adults. Hear that sharp, urgent call? That means trouble. No questions, no hesitation. You dive into cover and stay still. Over time, the patterns start to make sense. You learn which shapes in the sky spell danger and which are just harmless birds passing by. Next comes the social game. The older crows are always talking. Calls, postures, little gestures you didn't notice before. You copy those too, slowly figuring out how to blend in without ruffling feathers. It's a lot to learn, but you're catching on. And then there are humans. They leave food everywhere. Crumbs, wrappers, entire meals just lying around. You quickly learn where they drop things, when they are distracted, and how to grab a snack without getting too close. Some humans even feed you on purpose. Others try to shoo you away, which is hilarious because you remember faces. Cross a crow once and you'll be on the naughty list for life. Revenge isn't just sweet, it's efficient. Eventually you realize it's not just your parents and siblings out there. There's a bigger crowd, the local murder, your extended family, and a few regulars from the neighborhood. It's chaotic, but kind of comforting. Foraging with the murder is your first big group activity. When one crow finds food, word travels fast and everyone shows up. It's not teamwork exactly, more like a chaotic buffet, but more eyes mean more chances to find something tasty. And then there's the alarm system. One crow spots a predator, sends up a warning call, and the whole crew joins in. You scream too, because why not? It's loud, it's wild, and it works. Hawks, cats, and other threats learn fast. This block isn't worth the trouble. Fitting in takes work. You watch the older birds to learn the rules, who to greet, who to avoid, and how to stand your ground without crossing a line. It's a balancing act, but you're getting the hang of it. To outsiders, the murder looks like chaos. But to you, it's home. There's safety in numbers, a constant chatter of activity, and the feeling that, messy or not, you belong. Too bold? You rejoin the group. Foraging is easier with friends, and mobbing predators is way safer with backup. Being independent feels great, but having a safety net? Even better. One afternoon, you're minding your own business, poking around for a snack, when a fox charges out of nowhere. It lunges, teeth bared, and you flap like crazy, barely making it to a low branch. The fox leaps after you, snapping at your tail feathers, but you're faster. You shout out a sharp alarm call, and within seconds, the cavalry arrives. The murder floods in, dive bombing the fox from all sides. You join the swarm, swooping just low enough to make it flinch. The fox yelps, spins, and bolts. The crows chasing it out of the area like a black feathered tornado. You shake it off and hop to a higher branch. Crisis averted. Stupid fox. When spring returns, something shifts. It's time to find a mate. You don't rush. This is important. To impress the right partner, you break out your best moves. A little mid-air stunt, a confident call. It's not subtle, but it works. Once she agrees, you seal the bond with some mutual preening and a few shared snacks. Partnership secured, it's time to build. Together, you gather twigs, moss, string, anything that says home. You haul it to the highest branch you can find. Predators don't climb trees. Right? That's the idea anyway. After much back and forth, and probably a few loud arguments, the nest is finished. It's not fancy, but it's solid. Good enough. Soon after, your mate lays a clutch of 3 pale eggs. Her job, sit and keep them warm. Your job, everything else. You spend your days flying, non-stop, bringing food, guarding the nest, chasing off anything with claws or teeth. It's exhausting. But one day, the eggs crack open. And that's when the real chaos begins. Now it's a tag team operation. You and your mate take turns hunting for worms, bugs, and anything the chicks can choke down. They're loud, they're always hungry, and they rely on you for everything. Just to keep things interesting, a few well-meaning crows show up to help. They mean well? Let's just say their enthusiasm doesn't always equal actual help. Over the next month, the chicks grow fast. They start as clumsy tufts of fluff. But before long, they're flapping, stumbling, and pushing boundaries. You teach them the basics, how to find food, how to spot danger, and most importantly, how to survive without falling out of the tree. It's a steep learning curve, but they'll get it. You've built a life. You raised chicks. You earned your place in the murder. You think things might slow down now? They don't. Life as a crow is a full-time hustle. Foraging is still a mix of strategy and sheer luck. You know the best spots, trash bins, picnic tables, dropped snacks, but so does everyone else. It's a race to get there first, and someone's always trying to steal your score. Then there's the danger. Always. A shadow overhead. A rustle below. From hawks to cats, everything out there wants a bite of you. So you mob them. You scream, dive, and harass until they leave, annoyed but unharmed. Even humans are a wild card. Some toss breadcrumbs, others chase you off like you're a winged criminal. You never really know which kind you're dealing with until it's too late. Still, it's not all stress. Sometimes you get a moment to explore. You play with sticks, you test out clever ways to crack open tough shells. You perch high and just watch the world roll by. Your curiosity keeps you sharp. It also gets you into trouble. This is life at its peak. Wit, survival, and staying one step ahead of everyone and everything. It's not glamorous, but you wouldn't trade it for anything. Then, everything changes. One day, you're perched on your favorite branch. When a hawk strikes, no warning, no time. You never even see it coming. In an instant, you're knocked from the tree, falling like a stone. Later, a human walks by. They spot your body. They crouch down, tilt their head, trying to figure out what went wrong. They poke gently, maybe whisper something. But it's too late. You're gone. Your murder watches from above. And in their eyes, it's simple. The human did this. That's all they need to know. From that day forward, the murderer makes his life miserable. They scream every time he walks by. They dive bomb his head, harass him, make sure he never feels safe outside again. He has no idea why. But your group remembers. Not just in the lessons you passed on, but in turning their fury into a lifelong grudge. Life as a crow might be tough, but trust me, there's another animal out there who's got it even worse. You won't believe it. Check out the next video and see for yourself.